A fading eagle flew frozen in fear, past deserted flowers in desperate land, as a rising earth halted for a hasty madness and time awaited a dead sun. Remember now the beginning, one fine day, when we came out of nowhere, in no cradle birth, one thunderous heartbeat separated animal from plant, and we stood up straight one day, our minds still a drunk's uneven crawling. Later in the breath of life we knew that a churchyard must yawn now and then, but now we are helpless. We must fight to our worthless deaths, dying, screaming forgiveness, but die as we must when peace is a barren land. Daily now one grips less firmly his last integrity. The essential life slips. Where are the grown men, stuffed and rigid? Where are they? Where? They are so silent and meaningless to us now, they are no longer with us. And throughout the aftermath we could almost grasp it in our dreams and hope that we might live to die far from the river of perfumes. Meanwhile we are dying to live every day as we surrender our souls. Around us we see the bodies. They lie upon us. They died among us. Rising to our last stand we look. Where are the grown men, the old men? We thought that we were loved then, but we've been betrayed, sold, lost. Shall I try for fading woods, scrambling over the trail, searching for my life? I'll flee and fly over the leaves of yesterday. They crumble before my eyes, and there I'll come out of it all with firm desire to laugh, love, and live. There in a hilly grove near swelling stream by daisies, grass, and tree, once more I escape the horrid death as the grown men approach. I try to see my way past the swiftly moving figures of the human race. Even now, those men with guns so loud are silently dying in the strife. Living in a time nigh for sighing, we rise for dying. Can this be life? Of course, all this it was our duty to bear. We bled our blood, we served. And during the lull of the monsoon rains, I began to drink, to honor my life, to hope as dawn comes, much like a Chinese painting, too real to be true. I wake the artilleryman and cross the song bar to disarm the claymores. Now it is lovely April and we're dying on this fine day in the time of our life. Slightly sighing for crying Charlie, my bayonet blazes in scarlet in death, and yet another hasty man gropes for the earth and escapes this horrid life. And there on a cloud of thought we fly by their ways with a life for ourselves. And then they wither with the wind, those thoughts that once echoed where they once were teeming, fighting. The forum's now empty. There's only room to say, let us kill him, as Rothsway becomes one. And there in the cells of a brain, where currents of feeling once surged, the mind's will falters and wavers between the emotion and the intellect. A shrill siren chilled with ill will. Then, when he was yet young and fine, houses were crumbling, streets were heaving, people were weeping, dying. And others wished to live, from brothers to mothers. All lived but the father. Can you see the tears in the young one's eyes as the death man cometh? The love and the feeling were nowhere, the men motionless and rigid, and too the air was not worth breathing, but was filled and smothering, leaving the men breathless, helpless, and of course, so lifeless. The blight was so death-taking, the sight of goodness never so breathtaking.
Once in a while I'll wince in a smile for truth, cringe at the fringe of love. It is my dream, a star shining somewhere in the universe. I can see it there in all of its dimness, through the plight of my brightness. It is there forever and still. It is there while the thinkers thought for ages, as dreamers dreamt time after time, when hoped even the hopeless, as slept the sleepers into oblivion, while philosophers pondered infinitum, as wept the weepers for a long time, when pitied even the pitiful. All that I saw on earth was lost. There hated the loveless in the wasteland. There the dying lived for a lifetime, as all the wise men grayed and died. So now I'll let my enemies grow old, as my wine yet flows sweet and pure. Here comes the slush of doom seeping over us, belching with contagion. The pleas of the corrupt fly out, they cry out, their lives are snuffed out. The Good Friday mourners yet weep for man, for everyone, for eternity. At life's end, the silent men array themselves. Finally, there for the asking in the stead of the dead, prisoners of themselves. Cautious Pilate ponders, as there my star shines in the springtime of life. The star is a beacon in the night of terror, fading in the search for the valiant. How can I live? How can I die? Look around, there are other worlds. See, the grass is high and green on the far side of never. The soldiers moved slowly now to make their lives last. A searching band, and fighting has flared on the border. Now hurry death, hurry darkness. Deciding at last, I made an easy day of it, staring life in the face, indulging in a vast wonderland and wilderness of childish fancy and fantasy. And I laughed a lot louder then, feeling no need to weep in pity for them, or to cry for the scoundrels who would grasp at life from graves in war. It was then that I saw the life, the awe, the infinite, the good, and my end. To see where my youth and laughter could go, I lived and died to be free. My mind took no mind. Yes, it was good to be loved then, to be young again.